approached all the people and said, how long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal, follow him. But the people didn't answer him a word. And I thought that was really significant, is that they're faced with this question and they don't reply, they don't respond at all. It's like, how many people do we run into our life where they see our lives and they just are on the fence, and nothing we do, no action we take, sways them one way or the other. I love what Elijah does, right? So then he says, okay, well, we're going to have a contest here, and everybody's familiar with what he does. What I like about that, though, is the audacity of Elijah's faith to know what the outcome of this is going to be. So much so that he said, okay, we're not just going to have a sacrifice and call down all of the gods to burn up these animals. He said, I'm going to soak these animals. I'm going to do everything I can to prevent God from doing his work, knowing full well that God is going to do his work. And it makes me think about how much power we have in our words. If we understand it, if we embrace it, if we can take hold of that. And I wanted to share just a little bit of personal testimony about my own lack of faith. Because many of you know that when we lived in Indiana, I had ministry for a number of years. God called us out to the Denver area, and it's like, oh man, when we lived in southern Indiana, it's like we were like the messianic thing that was going on, and we had like 25 people, 30 people, and we've done that for like 12 years. And it's like, we're going to go to Denver, and I know there's going to be just great communities out there, and we're going to be able to really enter in and really blossom and grow. And after 10, 12 years of ministry, I was burnt out. I was ready to kind of step aside and say, I'm ready to let somebody else, take the reins of this. And so we moved out to Denver, and we started visiting other communities, and it just didn't feel like home. It just didn't feel like the work that we wanted to be involved in. And so for 15 years, my wife and I would sit at home on Shabbat. We tune in, like many of you guys, into YouTube, right? And kind of watch other teachers and stuff like that, just so you can find somebody you can relate to, just so you can find a connection, because we didn't have it. And these were really desert years for us. And through that, that's how I ran across Doug. He was teaching out of his home, and if any of you guys remember some of those old Bible studies that Doug did, it's like, I was always amazed, because it's like, man, he teaches like a Calvary pastor, but he's got the Torah. It's like, that's like the best of both worlds. And I remember distinctly saying this prayer. It's like, God, if you would just give us a guy like Doug out in Denver, that would be really great. And then it was like, maybe a year after that prayer, that Doug stopped showing up in his home. And I was like, what happened to him? I was like, where'd he go? I was like, he probably went somewhere. He decided he didn't want to, live stream this from his home anymore. And occasionally we kind of tune back in, catch some of the reruns or whatever, and through that found out that it's like he moved to Denver. It's like, holy smokes, God answered my prayer. At that time, I said, I should have been more specific. Move to Parker. As it is, because I wasn't specific in my prayer, because I didn't pray with faith. Even though I didn't, maybe God saw my faith through that. He knew my heart. He knew that it was time to bring Gary and Jeannie out of the desert and into a fellowship, and into a community and believers where we could have a bond, where we could really be part of a work. It occurred to me, though, that if my prayer would have been more specific, if I would have been more forceful in my prayer and believing in my prayer, maybe he would have ended up in Parker, at least Highlands Ranch or something. As it is, I drive 50 miles every Shabbat to get to be part of the Way congregation, which is a blessing in and of itself. And we're glad to do it, and we're glad to serve in that capacity. But I look at Elijah's example, standing here, knowing that his prayer was going to be answered, knowing that the prophet of Baal had nothing, knowing that through that the people would no longer be sitting on the fence. Sadly, a lot of people still sat on the fence, right? But he knew that 7,000 did not bow their knee to the Baal, right? They were just kind of hiding in the woodwork and coming out. And I think there's a couple things that I'd like you guys to take away from here. Is that one, your words have power. Believe them. Speak with authority. Own it. Because God hears, right? From your lips to God's ear. It's true. It works. It happens. And we see that over and over and over again. And so many times we just approach our prayer with little faith to go with it. And I think we'll see that as we travel through the land today. You're standing up on top of the platform there, and you're looking out over the Jezreel Valley, and you see the beautiful land of Israel. I was talking with Jason and Jenny. It's like, out of the ashes of the Holocaust, we have this. Had not the Holocaust occurred, would we be looking at Israel as it does today? I don't know. But because God hears the prayers, 2,000 years since the destruction of the temple, the Jewish people have been praying, you know, Lord, restore our homeland. Sometimes it takes a while, right? But, you know, they believe, they pray earnestly every day, every morning, every evening. It's in the Siddur. You'll see it in the prayer book. You know, Lord, rebuild Jerusalem, rebuild our holy city. At Passover, we say the prayer, Ani Ma'amin. I believe wholeheartedly with all the faith that I have in the coming of the Messiah. Though he may tarry, I will wait. And so there are so many things that we can pray for. Big, audacious things. But even little things like bringing Doug out to Denver-ish area.
The better side of Denver.
So it doesn't matter, great or small. Pray with faith. Pray with authority. Pray with the power that God gives to us. And I think you'll be hearing this message over and over and over again as we walk through answered prayer. In each location that we go to, we see God's work, God's miracle, God's restoration, God's answered prayer. And it just amazes you when you start to see God's handiwork. Who in the world would think that Doug Hamp would end up in our midst because of this? And I'm not saying it's my prayer that brought him. I'd like to think it is. So
it helped.
I think it was Anna's prayer saying, Doug, get me out of Southern California. Or is Doug's prayer saying, get me to the mountains.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's part of the fabric, though, of the prayer of the community that's made up. Is he works in so many different ways, through so many different prayers. That one prayer was prayed by many people to make all of these things happen. And it's a beautiful thing when we see it come to fruition. And I think that's the other thing that I'd like to share, is recognize it when it happens. Recognize it for what it is. Don't recognize, it's not happenstance, it's not circumstance, it's not by accident. It really is the work of God, the handiwork of God happening in our midst. And we see that as we walk through the land today and for the rest of our trip here. It's amazing. So, God bless you.